What is good, guys? Uh, M.V.K here, back again. Your alpha is here, and yeah, man, we are here. I'm here because, well, I said I wasn't gonna do a Q&A um, for May, um, but I decided to. You know what? I'm leaving in about 3 days. Well, two if you count it. Today, yeah, I'm leaving Wednesday morning for Orlando, and I'll be down there for the next 4 days. So I was like, you know what? Let's just do a stream for the pack live. Let's get some questions out there, hang out for a while, let's chill, have fun. Um, I'm gearing up for Megacon. Another year to go to Orlando. Um, so having said that, I'm gonna make this announcement real quick. Break this announcement. So since I'm going to MegaCon, I am my next time I will be in Orlando, God willing, will be 2024. So I'm gonna try to go to MegaCon every other year. I kind of was thinking about throwing that out there and making a promise to uh, pack members that live in the Florida area in the Sunshine State that I do get to see when I'm in Orlando. Last time I went to last time I went to MegaCon was 2019, guys, and I can't tell you how many people that are pack members spotted me and was pointing me out and was just like, hey, oh, I know you and things like that. I appreciate that very much. I didn't know I was humbled very much. Guys, I haven't even freaking packed, really. Um, I know what I'm taking, but everything is not even packed. I'm like that. I always, when it comes to trips, I'm usually last minute. It's crazy. It's ridiculous how how it is with me. So I decided, you know what, guys, let's hang out. Let's just chill for an hour or two. Um, I'm gonna enjoy the rest of my days um, up here in New York until Wednesday morning. I am off to Florida. It's pretty funny because I was talking to Mr. Multiverse not too long ago, and I was like, "Yeah, I got a layover. I don't know why, but I'm flying from LaGuardia, but then I got a layover in Miami. I don't know why. I was trying to book uh, a direct flight to Orlando. Everything was coming up crazy, or coming up no flights to Orlando, direct flights, or they're just coming up way too early. And I'm like, I am not trying to get up at no 5 a.m. in the morning. So I was like, nah, that ain't grand working. So yeah, I was like, okay, I can lay over and so my flight is going from New York to Miami. Then I'm laid over in Miami for about 54 minutes. And then my flight will take me to Orlando. I don't know why, but that was just the way it is. I was like, fuck it. Screw it. I'll just do it. As long as I get there, I'm fine. I have no problem with flying. I've none whatsoever. The only thing I don't like is my ears pop. So, which I don't like. I hate that. So usually I get ear plugs pop in my ears so my ears don't pop. I told Mr. Multi I'm probably going to sleep on the plane. I'm asleep. I'm gonna sleep going down, and that's it. That's where I'm gonna get my sleep because I know Tuesday I'm gonna probably be up all night. I'm too hyped to be up. I'm too hyped to get some rest, so I'll be up and I'll just sleep on the plane, which will be fine for me. I got no problem with that. Uh, I will be seeing being I've been so busy as of late, I have not even gotten to see Doctor Strange yet. So I will be seeing that sometime before. I think I'm gonna see it Tuesday morning before my flight. So I'm gonna go see that, and I'll have a review up that Tuesday afternoon. I'm gonna try to see an early showing. So when I come back, I'll have a review of that up for you guys. As you all know, like I said, there's gonna be a slew of videos all this week and next week for you guys. I'm gonna have some things. I'm gonna have some reviews. I'm gonna have some reactions up for you. Uh, Also, there will be episode 11 or yeah, episode 11 of Shotgun Saturday Fright will be up this Saturday as well. So I'll pump out that. I put up the last one, and if you did not watch that last one, I got scared the hell. I scared the hell out of myself watching. I watched 3 videos, and each one of them creeped me out. The one that creeped me out the most was the short called "Ignore It." Ignore. Oh Jesus Christ! That woman, that was great, but it scared the hell out of me. Scared the freaking mess out of me. I had monster in my arm, and seeing the creepy woman, I had to duck. That creeped me out. And I had shot that late at night too when it happened. When I did those, so I shouldn't have did that. I shouldn't have recorded it late at night. I did. It was stupid. I creeped myself out. I'm not a guy that get easily creeped out, but I'll admit if I'm scared. I got no problem admitting that. I'm not gonna not admit it. So yeah, that was fun to record that. That's up on the channel. Go check it out. See me scare myself to death. Um, like I said, guys, I'm here to. I see a lot of questions coming in. That's fine. I'm gonna get to your questions as soon as I can. But I want to talk real quick before I answer some of your questions. Like I said, guys, I'm heading to. The reason why I'm doing this is because I'm heading to Orlando in 3 days. Oh yeah, 3 days. 2 days. I leave Wednesday morning, um, the 18th. That's a Wednesday, and I'll be down there for all 4 days of Megacon Orlando. This will be the second time I'm going to Florida. There were I wish there were I wanted to I wish I could have taken my brother. I wanted to take Malcolm with me this year, but the thing about it now is Malcolm and I's schedule don't mix up as well as it used to. So it's harder for him to get time off from the college to go to where he works, because he works at the college that he graduated from, and he works in the finance. It's crazy. And then there was another girl. There was another person I wanted to take, and I actually told her um, a few days ago. Everybody knows that there's. I wanted to take Azaria Carter with me. I wanted her to come with me. So I remember telling her that. And I was like, I wanted to take you. And she's like, well, maybe. She's like, don't worry, we'll meet up at New York Comic Con someday. And I was like, I'm waiting for that day. So yeah, I'm gonna try definitely. I'm gonna try to get Malcolm to come with me to New York Comic Con this year as well. I will be going to New York Comic Con. I think for 2 days I'm gonna go. I'm not gonna go all 4 days. I did that before. That was fun, but I'm just gonna go for 2 days. Uh, but yeah, man, I've been working and doing some projects for the channel to have all that stuff and just editing and stuff and putting that up. Got some, like I said, got videos planned for the rest of the week as well as next week to a degree. So there will be, there will be videos going up on the channel. I will be vlogging down there, so you better believe I'm going to be vlogging down there. I got 2 memory cards for that shit, uh, and I will be vlogging for that. Um, So I will be vlogging for that. And yeah, guys, like I got a lot of. I'm very excited. I'm pumped up. I'm happy to be going. Um, again, you know, it's just the grace of, I'm just happy to be going again. Still, MegaCon, as like I said, MegaCon I've done before, but I'm doing it again. I have a list of conventions that I want to get to, as I always say, before I die. And still there's still conventions up the East Coast that I want to get to. You know, this week was the Thai Water Convention in Virginia for 2 days. I wanted to go there. But it just wasn't meshing up with my schedule. But I still want to go there. I got friends in Virginia that I would love to meet in person. Um, I want to get to Awesome Con. That's in DC. There's a convention down in North Carolina I definitely want to go to. I think it's called HeroCon. Um, before I start moving out west to like Chicago and things like that, which I definitely that's on my list. Until I start, there's it, Emerald Con that's in Seattle. Of course, the other big one, of course, Comic Con, in San Diego Comic Con. Definitely want to get to someday. There's the big one. Also, there's a big one in Texas. There's still conventions that I want to get to, but I'm always grateful for the conventions I've been able to go to. So yeah, man, like I'm very grateful indeed, guys. So yeah, I'm just here to hang out with you guys and answer your questions. Um, answer your questions, my pack. So your alpha is ready, and let's answer these questions if there are any questions. Uh, so we kick it. What the hell? Oh, we kick it off with Wait, hold on. Hold on. One moment. Oh crap. Uh, let's see. Hold on. Sorry. Okay. First question. All right. Comes from Black Jester. Uh, hey, it's Tariq Benet on Facebook. Oh, Tariq. So you're Black Jester. Okay. All right, cool. So now I know who Tariq Benet is. I got a friend request on Facebook. Someone called Tariq Christopher Benet but he spells Christopher with a K. And I'm like, okay, who's this? So this is Black Jester. Okay. Um, First of all, have a great time at MegaCon. Thank you. I appreciate that. Wish I was going, but I'm busy with work. I have a few questions for you. The first question is why is it so hard for Thundercats to adapt unlike the other like all the other great 80s cartoons? Uh that is an excellent question in my opinion. So if you want my opinion on that, okay. So yeah, Thundercats, a very classic 80s cartoon that I grew up with. That was my shit back in the day when I was a kid, younger. And I remember the complete lineup of cartoons I used to watch. And Thundercats and He-Man used to come on, were the last two cartoons to come on around 4 o'clock before the 5 o'clock news. Um, the original series is still beloved by many fans. You know, Ted Wolf, the creator of Thundercats, these are his babies, and I feel that personally, you know, I don't know why it's hard for Warner Brothers because they're owned by Warner Brothers. I don't know why it's so hard for them to truly adapt this series to the different times. We've seen other great 80s cartoons adapt. He-Man, Voltron, Transformers, G.I. Joe, DuckTales, you know, you name it. Some of them have always been able to adapt, but with Thundercats, for some strange reason, they do not know how to adapt it. Now, some would say, oh, but Chris, they adapted it back in 2011. What was wrong with that? A lot of things were wrong with that series. Okay, a lot. And then Warner Brothers has the audacity, or Cartoon Network, whatever, I don't give a damn. They have the audacity to pull that shit, what they did with Thundercats Raw. Who in their right mind okayed that shit? That was a slap in the face to fans who grew up with that series, with that franchise, like yours truly. And to hear the creator of that show, they say, I was a fan of, if I was the creator of that show, I would be scared that the spirit of Ted Wolf himself was going to come and beat the living shit out of me just for bullshit. That was bullshit. Terrible. If anybody's ever watched Thundercats Raw, you should be ashamed of yourself. That was a total slap in the face to that franchise. Now, you want good shit with Thundercats? Okay, go read the Wildstorm comic series from the early 2000s, late 90s, which continued where the original series left off. That's good stuff. Where you got to see what Lino and company were doing after, how they ruled New Thundera, seeing Wily Kit and Wily Cat grow up. It was good stuff. But for some reason, they cannot adapt this series. And don't even get me started on this so-called movie they talking about. And I swear to God, if it is freaking Michael Bay behind this, stay the fuck away from any more of my stuff. Stay away from it. I don't need you tarnishing that franchise like you tarnished Transformers. Okay? Stop. I don't need that. Warner Brothers needs to either sell the rights to Thundercats to somebody who cares about the franchise and will do justice to it. Now, if you like the 2011 series, hey, more to you, but I did not like it. At first, I was cool with it. I liked even the anime like look to it, but after they started pulling that, I'm like, first of all, I wasn't really feeling the whole Lino and Tigra being brothers nonsense. That made no sense to me, even adopted or not. And that love triangle bull crap. Oh my God, that took up half the series, and it was god awful. The only thing that gave me some like, okay, all right, I'll give it a little bit was Mum Ra. Mum Ra was the only thing about that I was like, all right, that's pretty good. But that series did not help either. They don't know what they're doing with the franchise, and they need to sell it. Give it to somebody who cares. And that's the only way we're going to probably get something great with that franchise. I know everybody talks about y'all want to rip on Kevin Smith about what he did with He-Man. Bullshit. He didn't tarnish that. He didn't tarnish the legacy. He didn't do anything. Y'all were so freaking pissed off over the fact that oh, look at them pushing Tila. She looks all muscular and everything. It's the bullshit crap like that is some reasons why being a geek is hard because it's like you can't win with some people. Let the creators give their own nuances. He wasn't disrespecting the franchise. He wasn't. The soon as that, oh my God, he killed off He-Man. Did you really think he killed off He-Man? You should be stop smoking whatever you're smoking. If you thought that, you're a fool. You're a fool in thinking that. And what happened at the end of that series? We got He-Man back. We got it got great. It was great. So stop BSing with that. I was so sick of hearing people mess up with Kevin. Oh, you did this and that. That series was great. Okay, stop. But Warner Brothers do not know what they're doing with Thundercats. Thundercats Raw was a prime example of that. And you should be ashamed of yourself. Ted Wolf is rolling around in his grave, seeing his creation be just tarnished like that. Nope. Not even close. I don't know what to do. I don't know what they can do. Best thing for them to do is sell it. Your next question is: have I played the Evil Dead game yet? The new one that came out? No, I have not played it yet. I want to. Definitely want to play that. I didn't even know it came out until I saw the trailer. I was like, it's out now. Oh, I thought it was coming out later. But yeah, I definitely want to play that. Your third question is: are you gonna vlog at Megacon? Yes, I will be vlogging. I will be vlogging at Megacon, like I did last time. I'm gonna talk to cosplayers and things like that. I love talking to the cosplayers. I always have my first three set of questions, and then I just try to hit it off with them. I try to find a niche, and then I ring them in, and then we chill. This time I'm not going to be stupid. Where I'm just going to leave all the footage on the memory cards until I get back home. Then I'm gonna start transferring them over to my computer because last time I did that, and there was a lot of interviews I had, and the files got corrupted. And I was so mad at myself. And when people came through to check out check out the the vid, they were like, "Hey man, where's my interview?" I felt so bad, so I'm not doing that again. That's out of the question. So yeah, I will be vlogging. Your next and your last question is: do you feel Robin will never again be shown in the movies? Have a great time and safe trip, my man. Uh, do I feel that? I kind of do feel like that. Warner Brothers will never bring bring Robin back on the big screen ever again, and that's sad. That's sad, and I don't know why. I don't know why that character gets shitted on in the movies as of late, and he is just an essential character to the Batman universe than Batman is. Oh, but we're doing a Batgirl movie, right? You're gonna do that, right? How y'all gonna talk about doing a Nightwing movie, but you're not gonna show where what Dick Grayson led up to Dick Grayson becoming Nightwing or something like that? Yeah, you could say, well, they did it in Titans. That's good, but every time we see new movies, he's never showcased. Robin is never showcased. Number two, he's never showcased, and then of course, what we see in the latest one, he's killed off. It's like, oh my god, like, can we get some love for Robin? Come on. So yeah, I do sometimes feel that way. I hope it don't, but I do feel that way sometimes. Sucks, really sucks. But thank you, Tariq, for the questions. I hope to have a safe trip. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Next questions come from Lorenzo Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me, Smalls. Um, you're you're killing me, Smalls. You're killing me. But you say another trip to Orlando. Have a safe trip. First off, will you cosplay and as who? That's all I have. That's all I got. I'm at work, but have fun. Okay. Thank you, Lorenzo. Li cosplay. Yes. I'm gonna cosplay for 2 days. 2 of the days that I'm there, I'm a cosplay. The last day, I don't know who. Well, I don't know which cosplay I'm gonna do first, but I'll show you off. So so on one day, I will be cosplaying as, of course, Spider-Man. Uh, well, a various Spider-Man costume. I think this. I They say this is the where I ordered from. They said it's an Iron Spider, but then when I look at it, it looks a lot more like when Spider-Man had the Phoenix. So I don't know, but it's nice. I thought it actually has a hoodie and everything too. So it comes with a hoodie. So I'll be wearing that. I gotta um, fix the put like footings on the foot so when I'm walking around, it don't feel like I'm just sliding all over the place. So I'm gonna do that. And of course, another person that I'm gonna cosplay at is Star Lord. Well, Star Lord T'Challa from What If um, is the mask, and oh, and of course one of the blasters. I got one. I don't need two. I know even T'Challa Star Lord had two. I'm just gonna have one. So it's really cool. It's actually made out of wood, I think. So they painted it. So it's really nice. I have the T'Challa costume in my closet. Um, so I'll be dressing up as T'Challa in honor of Chadwick Boseman. I was gonna do Black Panther, and then I said, you know what? I'm not gonna do Black Panther. I'll do the last time we saw or heard Mr. Boseman as T'Challa. So I was like, let's do T'Challa Star Lord. Um, and I actually like that idea. Like, what if T'Challa was Star Lord? It was really cool. And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that in honor of him. And yeah, it was it was a lot of fun to come up. That I saw the uh, the costume on Etsy, uh, and she was really nice, and she was able to uh, make the costume for me. It was fun. At first, I was gonna cosplay as Static, and I was gonna get a dreadlock wig and everything. It was gonna be fun. And then unfortunately, the people that were gonna make it, they were out. Their headquarters was in the Ukraine. They were making the up to date Static look that we see now in the comics now, which I actually like. I like his up to date costume from the comics, and they want to do everything with the glasses and the mask and everything. I was like, oh, I like that. And unfortunately, shit happened. You know what happened, and they contacted me back, and they were just like, we're not going to be able to do this because of what's going on. And they honestly were like, "Hey, you know what? We'll send you back your money. We'll wire you back your money if you want." And I took a few days, and I said, "You know what?" I said, "You keep that $250." I said, "Y'all keep that." Like I wasn't gonna ask her back. I was like, it's for put it to a cause, put it to something needed. So I just found a different person. But yeah, it was messed up because I really liked their costume, and I was like, I'm gonna keep in contact with them. Hopefully, God willing, they're okay and they'll be able to, it's just it's sad what's going on there, and so yeah, it is. It's really sad, and they were gonna make the costume for me. So yeah, I will be dressing up Lorenzo as for 2 days. 2 days I will be cosplaying as T'Challa, Star Lord, and Spider Man. I'll always cosplay as Spider Man. Like somebody asked me that once before, like, dude, do you like cosplaying as Spider Man? I was like, hell yeah! Like, why wouldn't I love dressing up as my favorite hero of all time? Then he asked me, and then a friendly guy asked me again, "Are you gonna get all the costumes?" I was like, "Dude, I want all his costumes. I don't care even ones that people just make up. Like, I've seen costumes of Green Lantern Spider Man or Blue Lantern Spider Man or stuff like that. I'm like, I want it all. Like, I want them all. Like, yeah. So yeah. So yes, I will be. Um, Quentin Blake was good. Breel David, Chris, what's going on? Do you ever feel like a celebrity with the big social media following you have on YouTube? No, I don't. And I'm not that big. If I'm not that big, dude, I have never that big. I'm not that big, dude. I have 11,000. We're only 11,748 strong pack members, and most of the time I have that many. But it's funny. It's sometimes funny the fact that I have all these subscribers, but then there are times I don't see a lot of that in terms of my project sometimes. Now some people would get jaded by that. Like dude, like I have all these followers, but I'm only getting this many views or this many likes and this many, I don't look at it like that. I'm just like, okay, they just probably like me for one thing, and that's it. But then I have pack members that do read, look into everything I do, and those are the ones I appreciate the most. Those are the ones I'm like, okay, they don't care. They just like seeing what ideas I come up with. Those are the ones that will follow me on social media, on Twitter, and those are the ones that'll follow me under my given name on Facebook, or follow my Facebook page, or those are the ones that will say, I'm going to support you as well on Patreon. Those are the ones I appreciate the most, and I appreciate all of you guys, but those are the ones that say they give a few dollars to me, to my Patreon, and I appreciate that. You know, um, I'm not trying to put anybody over to them, put them over, but the fact is, I appreciate that. I don't feel like a big celebrity, because if I was, I wouldn't be living. If I was a big celebrity, feel like that, I would be like, one of them big celebrities that you see having them 4,000, $4 million apartments in Vegas or something. Like, what's that dude that does the mukbangs, the mukbang? I don't understand how people do that. That you basically stuff in your face and people watching you pig out, and for what? For you views? Like, nah. I rather do something. I rather do things on YouTube that I like doing and like seeing people see my ideas. That's why I do the things I do. Okay, I'm not doing that. That's out of the question. Don't ever ask me to do that. Will I do try videos? Yeah, I have to. There are certain, there's a couple of try videos I'm working on, or I got planned to do in the future. But you will never see me on live streaming like now, stuffing my face trying to get to like 250 pounds or 300. Like, I see that shit and I'm like, what the hell? Why are you doing that? I don't get it. Like, why are you doing that? You, especially for me, who I'm, first of all, I'm a short guy, okay? Right there. And my weight, I should never be over, if I remember correctly, over 140 or 100 and the heaviest I've ever been in body mass was maybe 160 pounds. That was crazy when I did that happen to me, and I lost that real fast because I was like, "There's no freaking way I'm putting that." I felt sluggish. I just felt not well, and that happened. I forgot why it happened because of I got hurt or one time, so I was just stuffing my face with certain things, and then you know, and so yeah, and I'm not trying that crap. That's never gonna happen. You'll never see me do a mukbang. Those videos. I don't get those. I don't see how. There's a dude that does it, and he's like legit like famous over it. And he's got this luxury apartment, and he's poking fun at him. He's like looking down on people, regular people, like, and I'm just like, almost like, yo, fuck you, man. Like, you think you bad because you got this. That's one thing I don't want. I never, if I like legitimately skyrocket out of the blue, you will never see me come on here and just say, you know what, look at me now. Fuck all y'all. Thanks for nah, you will never see that from me. Because at the end of the day, it is you guys that helped me get to where I am. So I'm humbly and grateful for the subscribers, pack members that I have. We can always grow more. My goal right now still is to get 20K. That's my goal. That's my ish niche gold right now. 20K. We're still far from it, but that's my goal. People ask me all the time, are you looking forward to get one of those plaques? Yeah, I'll be grateful to get one of those. But it's like, if that's all you're doing this for, then you're if that's the only reason why you're asking me to, like, I can't wait to see him hold that plaque. That's the wrong thing. That's not me. And I don't worry about that. I can't worry about that. I can't. Quinn, that Galactus girl. I gotta go to Megacon someday, but I'm going to San Diego Comic Con this year. I get to go for free thanks to a friend of mine. That is, if I had a friend like that, like, I'd love that. I've said it before. If I was given a job just to go to conventions all the days, that was my job. I'd do that in a heartbeat. I'd do that in a heartbeat just to go to conventions and just write about it, like my experience there. I'd do that in a heartbeat. If that, yeah, so yeah, listen up. And if there's anybody out there that want that, I'll do it in a heartbeat. You could. That's the plan. The plan is to go to San Diego. The plan is to continue doing the conventions on the East Coast, the bigger ones to the smaller ones, and then start heading out west. That's the plan. Um, is to start heading out west. So yeah. I don't know what that is. Hey, Chris. Hey, Caroline. I usually sleep a lot. I usually sleep a lot on the plane too. Yeah, I'm probably gonna sleep on the plane. That's all it is, and I'll just sleep on the plane. Um, Warhawk. Would happen if DC and Marvel released movies on the same weekend? Who would win at the box office? Marvel. That's an easy one. Marvel. Um, I'd definitely go see both movies the same day. Like, but it would be Marvel. They just, don't get me wrong. Looking at some of the DC movie lineups now, I'm very looking forward to it, especially Black Adam. I'm really looking forward to that because that's got the JSA. Y'all know me. I love the JSA. So, but at the same time, when you think about it, no matter what, it's still Marvel. It's gonna be Marvel. Like, okay, here's a good example, prime example. If DC was coming out, let's say the third Wonder Woman movie was coming out next week, or coming out though. Let's put it like that. The third Wonder Woman movie was coming out the same day Doctor Strange in the Multiverse was coming out. What do you think would have you think that Wonder Woman would have keeping up with Doctor Strange's numbers? No, it wouldn't. No, it wouldn't. No, I didn't know. No, not no, it wouldn't. It wouldn't because at the end of the day, people they're the comic fans know, we know, who read these characters know, but the average just moviegoer, Marvel Studios, ooh, let's go see that. That's how it is. The general audience is going to turn to the Marvel movie first. Period. That's point. The only one I could probably say would probably give a Marvel movie run if they came out is probably Batman. Because why? Because how DC and Warner Brothers pushed that character. They pushed that character. They overexposed that character so much that yeah. But that's how it's gonna be. Mm, plain and simple. Uh, make that take you someday, maybe. Um, let's see, Warhawk. If you get to the con in North Carolina, try some pulled pork. That stuff is awesome. I have family in North Carolina, so I know there are uh two types of pulled pork, dry rub and Jesus Christ, I'm forgetting the other one. But yeah, I know. I've had pulled pork in North Carolina, so I have family in my family originates from South Carolina, Pinewood, the Pinewood area. I got land. My family owns land down there, and there's a piece of land in my dad's name down there. And so when if he doesn't use it, that piece of land goes to me and my brother Malcolm. So it's kind of cool. And all I got to do is like build a house on it or something like that. We own the land, so it is what it is. But I have family in North Carolina too, in Wake Forest, in Raleigh, area, Durham area, and so yeah, I have family down there. So yeah, I know. The only place I've never gone to in North Carolina, and I'm ashamed of it, is uh, what's the place called? Oh my God, I gotta remember. I can't remember it by my name. Shoot. Uh, oh Jesus. Cookout. There we go. I've never been to a cookout. Yeah, and I hear they make some of the best milkshakes. So yeah. So moving on, and I just ate, so I'm making myself too hungry. Uh, Marion, hey Chris, if Peter Parker were to finally have enough of all the tragic events in his life and quit being Spider-Man, who do you think he'd be letting down the most? Oh man, that is a good question. I think mostly it'd be Uncle Ben, is the memory of Uncle Ben. Because why did he become Spider-Man? Officially Spider-Man, because of the tragic event of Uncle Ben. That's why he does it. So definitely Uncle Ben. He would definitely be letting him down. The people of New York, because when you think about, especially in the Marvel universe, when you think of New York, you're thinking about Spider-Man. So you're a New Yorker in spite in the Marvel universe, and you're walking down the streets of Manhattan. You're expecting to look up and see him web slinging somewhere. That's just true, you know. So yeah, I think he would be letting down Uncle Ben, the people of New York, and we've seen this before. Peter quitting, but then he realizes that he can't quit like that. You know, so yeah. Excuse me. Um, could Ultraman work in the MonsterVerse? Maybe, yeah. I mean, he's in the Marvel universe now, so yeah. Um, Marvel put out two miniseries of Ultraman. It was really good. It was a good book. I liked it. What Marvel character can beat Lord Beerus? Lord Beerus. Um, uh, I hate doing this Dragon Ball characters because they're like godlike. Maybe Galactus. Maybe there's a couple of all the god characters. Maybe just like that. That's Galactus probably could. Any of those powerful cosmic characters, I could probably see. I'll throw Surfer in there. Surfer probably could just materialize him, go away. I think the Phoenix could. Um, and I'll just throw her out there. Scarlet Witch could probably just said no more Beerus and pop, he's gone. She did it before. So she said three words before, no more mutants. What happened? For years there were no more mutants being born. There were only 198 mutants until finally they started being born. So yeah, again, just saying. Yeah, being a geek is hard. I wouldn't say it's hard. I don't look at it being hard. I just don't like some of the darker tones to it where some of us just can't let creators find a niche or just add it. No, I don't mind creators adding their own twist to a character, but don't forget the people that came before that built this character up. I don't mind that. For example, a good example of this is uh, a good example for me. Okay, let's use him. Let's use Spider-Man. Okay. Um, right now, I do not like what I'm hearing because I have not read the first issue. I'm about to get to that my next pile with Amazing Spider-Man. That's now I'm not liking what I'm hearing. That I hate this idea that Marvel does not want to keep Peter and Mary Jane together. They keep pushing them apart, and I keep saying it. I'm gonna say it again. Look, if you're not gonna put them together, I don't know what the fuck is your problem. What the problem is with these people up there? It's like they want to keep, but they won't. They won't pull the shit with Reed and Sue. They know better than to do that. You don't see DC pulling that shit with Clark and Lois, but for some reason they want to do this shit. And you know who I blame? I blame Fat Casada for this bullshit because he never liked the marriage of Peter and Mary Jane. For some stranger, I don't know what the fuck is his problem with that. What was the problem with that marriage? I'll tell you what it was. Nothing. The problem I see is like you guys see yourselves in Peter. You know what? I see myself in Peter too. But I actually liked the marriage. I actually like Peter being married. But every time they put them together for a while, and they take it back. Then they put it together, and they take it back. And it's like, and now from what I heard, I haven't even read it, but now she's got a secret, she's got a child now, a secret relationship. Like what the fuck? It's like stop. Either you do something here. Here's what you do. Either, and I hate to say this because she's one of my favorite redheads in comics, but I've said it before and I'll say it again. And I hate to say it, but If you're not gonna put them together, kill her off. Kill her the fuck off. Okay, kill her off. I'm sorry, kill her off because those two should be together, not separated like oh some stupid soap opera. No offense to soap operas, I don't mean that, but there should be no drama with them. Keep them together. Should have fixed that marriage. That shit should have been erased too. Y'all were so eager to erase all these retcon, all these stupid storylines that they did, especially like the gray spider, where basically where it was said that uh Norman Osborn basically had sex with Gwen and she gave him two children. That was all retconned and erased. That the whole marriage should, that whole people, them not knowing they were married, all that should have been gone. And I don't know what it is. And I would love to just go at these creators who've done that and try to uh try to basically uh defend why we keep them apart. Because I would eat them now. I would eat the fuck of them alive. I'd eat them alive for that shit. Like I'd sit there and listen to. I'm like, really? You're gonna sit there and bullshit me with those excuses? Give me a fucking break. It pisses me off. I can't stand what they do to Peter and Mary Jane in comics. It's like keep them the fucking together or kill one of them, kill her off. I'm sorry, kill her off because she don't belong with nobody else. I'm sorry, she does not belong with. She belongs with Peter Benjamin Parker. That's who she belongs with. She don't belong with no. She. I didn't mind too much when she was rolling around with Tony for a while, but they didn't have her together. She was working for him. Okay, that's fine. But at the end of the day, put her together or God, it's pathetic, man. It pisses me off. It really does. And I'm hearing that's what I heard, and I know when I do review that issue, it's either gonna be I'm gonna get hurt. It'd be like getting punched in the gut by a heavyweight fighter because it's gonna bother me. I know it is. Yeah, I just can't stand certain fans. Okay. What are your thoughts on season 2B of Owl House and what's going and I'm far behind on Owl House. I have not caught up on Owl House. You guys ask me that all the time. I'm not caught up until you see something me putting up something on Owl House. That's when you'll know I'm caught up on it. I'm not. Same thing with Amphibia. I'm so far on Amphibia. I know there was a finale or something that happened. I didn't watch it yet. I just finished. I I haven't even finished watching the latest episode of Young Justice. I'll probably watch that when I finish this. Star Lord T'Challa also. Okay. Do you watch Has Has Been Hotel? What's that? Nope. I don't know what that is. I know it's late, but rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. Rest in peace. Rest in peace, Gilbert Godfrey. Rest in peace, Neil Adams. Rest in peace, uh, George Perez. And the latest, rest in peace, Fred Ward, who played Bert in Tremors, and there've been a lot of other movies he's been in, but most people who know Fred Ward know him from Tremors. You know, um, who played not Bert Earl, excuse me, Earl Grady, Grummer, Earl Grummer, excuse me. I say, yeah, he passed away not too long ago. So yeah, Kevin Bacon put up a really nice piece on Twitter. I thought that was really nice of him to do. But yeah, you know, so rest in peace. Cyborg, which DC villain, which DC villains would be good enemies for the X-Men? Um, uh, for some reason, I can see Deathstroke definitely being up in there. Um, Ra's al Ghul, I think would work. Lex Luthor, I think would definitely work. Um, even there's a part of me that even says even some of the people from Apocalypse, like Granny Goodness, I think. Oh my God, she would probably try to go after many of the X women to make them a part of the Warrior Maidens and all them people. Uh, yeah, Parasite, um, Live Wire. I think she would work. Yeah, yep, I can see all that. Bro, you look swole, Chris. You been working out? Your biceps pump up. Your biceps are pumping out like Popeye. I, I work out all the time. Like that's just me. I like staying in shape. I'm not that big, but I'm for my size. I'm pretty big. Like I'm bulky. Like but I have uh needed to put on. I put on a little weight that I don't like, and I'm. But yeah, my arms have always been like that. So it's just how I am. I don't know. It's genetics. That's this is genetics. This is just genetics. I always just feel like I don't even flex. It's just my arms are just like that. Like it just sometimes it's just genetics. Like for example, my late mother always had muscular legs. Like so when we would run, like I used to always race her. She beat me. She always beat me in a race because she was so fast. Like she ran track in high school. So when I tell you her legs were muscular and her calves were, you could tell it was her lower body that was so big and muscular. And I always wonder like how she was in the military. I was like, Mom, you probably was on the obstacle course just killing it. And she was like, Yeah, I would. I'd beat a lot of the women. I'm like, Yeah. So yeah. Rest in peace, Mom. Like, so yeah. So it's funny. It is funny. I used to always race her. She used to always give me. She always just tell me, and she would give me a head start. Like she would say, "Go ahead, get a head start." She said, "I'll count to five." She give me a head start, and I'm running, and all of a sudden, like the flash, boom! She catch up. Then sometimes she be right there next to me, and then she just turns on the jets and this extra bird. It'd be like the road runner. I'm like Wile E. Coyote, and she's like the road runner. She go boom, and then I'm out, and I'm like, I never could beat her. I've never beaten my mother. I never beat my mother in a race. It was so funny. It was so funny. I find that funny. If Lady Shiva, moving on, Cyborg, if Lady Shiva was in the Marvel universe, was in the Marvel universe. Oh, in the Marvel. Oh, Lady Shiva. Okay, I was about to say. Which heroes do you think she would clash with? Shang-Chi, big time. Shang-Chi. She would be going after Shang-Chi all the time. I could see her dealing with Wolverine, but Shang-Chi for real. Daredevil, I could see her. Oh God, yeah, Shiva and Daredevil. Ooh, I think even little Captain America, but definitely she would be so pissed to hear like Shang-Chi. I can see her. Elektra, she'd probably go after a lot of the great martial art characters. She would definitely be going like, okay, like yeah, like I want to yeah, let's test you. Like she would be calling Shang-Chi out all the time. Like I'm calling you out. Like let's see who's really the greatest. You know, because if you don't know Lady Shiva, she knows. There's parts of me that don't understand how like for example, this is the same woman that Tim Drake learned. Batman went to her to get when he got his back broken by Bane. Who do you think he went to get back in the fighting shape? Her. It was her. It wasn't nobody else. He went to Sheba. Tim Drake learned under her to advance his. So whenever I hear somebody say like when I see like for example, Public Enemy when Batman and her fought and Batman beat her, I'm like, that's a load of shit right there. Like compared to Bruce, Shiva is a way better fighter. And other than that, she knows martial arts that are dead, long gone. Like, who knows that? There's not a lot of people that, outside of Richard Dragon and people like that, she knows martial arts that have been basically dead, probably because, in a sense, it's because these dead martial arts that she know, they weren't passed on to another person. Like, but she knows him somehow. It's crazy. So I can see definitely she probably would she would go after Shang-Chi with so much anger and just like jealousy. I'll throw Iron Fist in there. She would definitely go after Iron Fist. But yeah, I can definitely see her with Wolverine, and Daredevil. I love Lady Shiva. She's one of my favorites. Uh, that's probably why you asked that question. Have you read the comic Amazing Mary Jane? I read one issue. It was pretty good. Have you ever cosplayed as a symbiote Spider-Man? No. Um, because the costumes that I've seen of the symbiote Spider-Man, I don't like some of the color schemes to it. I want if I'm gonna do it, I want it all black. I don't want it having shades of purple in it. I'm like, no, I don't like that. That doesn't look like the symbiote. The symbiote's black. Like, don't with black and the spider logo white. So yeah, not yet. I Like I said, I want all the Spider-Man costumes. I want the Future Foundation. That is the Future Foundation Spider-Man costume is one of my favorite Spider-Man costumes of all time. I love that look that Peter had when he was with the Future Foundation, all white. It was beautiful, and it could also go black too, so it was cool. But I also like people who make just fan favorites. Like there's this cosplayer, there's this creator of the Spider-Man costumes. I think he resides in England, and he made a costume. Basically, what if Black Panther Wakanda made a Spider-Man costume for Peter Parker, and it looks so badass. It's called the Wakandan Spider-Man costume. I'm like, I want that. I want that so badly. So, yeah, and I could see them making Peter a costume because when, if you ever read the comics, when Peter ever goes to Africa, especially when he goes to Wakanda, he's treated just like a god there. And because of the reason why he's treated that way is because the Wakandans and people think he is an avatar to Anansi, the spider god. So it's really cool. I love when they did that. They had corn rolled his hair and everything. When he was in Wakanda, and he was like, "Why am I getting treated like this?" And T'Challa told him, "Well, that's because they think uh, you're avatar to a non-C, so they're going to treat you like that. If you don't know your West African, legends and gods, Adansi is the spider god. He's the trickster. If you've seen Gargoyles, he was in there. That big spider, that's him. Anansi. What Lantern Corps Michael Myers would join? I don't. Well, uh, I don't know if any Michael Lantern Corps would. I guess I'd say. I say the Fear Yellow Lanterns, but Michael don't care about that shit. He wouldn't care. He wouldn't care. He whatever. It's not Rage because Red Lanterns. I mean, maybe Death. The Black Lanterns. I don't. It's hard to say because Michael wouldn't care. It's not what he cares about. He wouldn't care about anything. Caroline, have you seen the trailer for Green Lantern Beware My Power? I actually did a reaction to it. I have to upload it. I haven't uploaded it yet. I like what I saw. I get. Once again, I'm not really feeling this wave of animated features for DC. When it started with Superman, Man of Tomorrow, and then don't get me wrong, I like seeing the JSA, but it focused around Wonder Woman, and I was like, that's cool, but I want it focused around Wonder Woman and Flash, and I was like, just give me JSA. There were great scenes in that movie, but I just wanted the JSA. And don't get me wrong, Wonder Woman has been Hippolyta but that was Diana. Hippolyta has been a part of the JSA, but yeah, I just wanted the JSA. I didn't want Wonder Woman in there. It made sense why she was there, but this latest one, the animation looks okay. I mean, the trailer, when I put up my reaction, you hear what I gotta say. I don't want to spoil it for anybody. I do like the fact that it's Aldous Hodge voicing John Stewart, but once again, it's always Hal Jordan or John Stewart. Like, where's my love for my man Kyle Rayner? That's my favorite Green Lantern, Kyle Rayner. Where's that? He always gets pushed aside for Hal and John. It's like, oh my god, like Kyle always gets shitted on. It's terrible. I don't like it. Never do. Nice. Like, what is that exactly? Uh, it's a lion with a with a uh with a diamond in there in his mouth. You can't really see it. See? Yeah, it's a lion. Um, Cyborgs, Lady Shiva versus Misty Knight, Colleen Wing. Do you think Shiva can handle herself fighting both characters? Absolutely. She fought all the birds of prey and beat them. So, you think she wouldn't be able to? You're crazy. Yeah, I'm just gonna stop right there. Yeah, Lady Shiva fought all the birds of prey and beat them. She basically then it came a time when they were in Hong Kong and Birds of Prey again. They were like, okay, we gotta stall her. Who's gonna be the one that basically stall her, but basically gonna take an ass whooping? You know who's Helena Bertinelli said, all right, I'm gonna do it. Hunt just got her ass whooped. And then she fought Huntress, she fought Canary, she fought Batgirl. She fought all three of them all together and was beating the shit out of both of them. Like, she can handle multiple opponents by herself. That's how good she is. She's nothing to joke. You can understand where Cassandra Cain gets her fighting spirit from. She don't get it from her daddy. She get it from her mama, who is, yeah. Cassandra Cain is Shiva's daughter. You can understand why she's considered the best fighter out of the Bat family. And honestly, I think she is. I think she's even better than Bruce. Yeah, I said it. And don't get me wrong, Misty and Colleen are a great duo, but as good as they are, they would have a hard time. Misty would have to use that metallic arm real fast, real quick. And since it has all types of different attributes, yeah, it's gonna be after done. She would have to probably use her freeze ray to freeze Shiva quick. Because even Colleen just breaking out her sword just and saying, "Hey, stop, or I'm gonna cut you." She will disarm her real quick. And I love the Daughters of the Dragon. They're good. I mean, they beat the shit out of Rhino, but Shiva's a different. She ain't like Rhino. Rhino's stupid. He is. He's stupid. He don't think. He's not a thinker fighter. When you watch Shiva, go back and read Shiva in books. When she before she even throws a move, she's reading your ass, right? She's calculating, okay, how I'm gonna take you. It's almost like she's 3 steps ahead of you. It's kind of like, think of in Sherlock Holmes. Remember how he was calculating, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. That's what she's doing. But worse. Like, okay, I'm gonna break this arm, break. Yeah, I can see her really hurting one of them big time. Um, I've been both a Marvel and DC fan for years, but I just now really loving certain characters, Rogue, Cassandra Kane, etc. I Rogue is my favorite woman in comics, and I'm not just talking heroine. I'm just talking female. There's just something about Rogue that just draws me to her. Um, I don't know what it is. Maybe when I first, it just felt bad for her because she couldn't control her powers. Now she can. She can control that, no problem. She can turn it off. So don't be afraid. Like she'll touch you. You're like, oh, I'm gonna get zapped. No, she can turn it off and turn it on when she needs to. Um, but I love Rogue. I still love her to this day. Um, Cassandra, I like too. Her the comic that her and Stephanie Brown and Batgirls is fun. It's fun, but it kind of comes off a little kiddie at times, which I don't like, but not bad. Uh, if Martian Manhunter was in the Marvel universe, which team would he be on? Which team would he be join? You mean which team he would join? Nah, I definitely the Avengers. I can see him on the Avengers for sure. I can see him on the Defenders. Um, I'm talking about the the original Defenders like team, and yeah, those are some. Maybe even maybe be a honorary member of the Fantastic Four. I could see him doing that. Michael Myers with Carnage versus Jason with the Venom. Man, I think the Carnage symbiote would be scared of Michael Myers. He's like, what the fuck? Is this something wrong with this dude? I'm off. If I've seen that, there have been some people that the symbiotes were just scared of, like, I don't want to be with this guy. Um, the Venom symbiote comes to mind. When Eddie Brock got cancer, the the symbiote was like, "Fuck you! I'm not being with you. I do not. You're gonna die, and if you die, I'm gonna die with you." So it went to this rich punk, like I think he was a mobster's son, and he thought he was cool. And then Spider-Man fought and beat the shit out of him. He's like, "You're useless." And while he was right in the air jumping, the symbiote came off this kid, and he fell to his death. I was like, Jesus. But I honestly think the Carnage symbiote would not even want to be on Michael Myers because he would because I don't think he would connect with Michael Myers. We don't even because we don't know what goes on in Mike Myers' head, and that's the scariest part. And the Carnage symbiote would not like that. I don't think Jason, the symbiote, would want to be on Jason either. King Coop, what's up, man? Haven't been to one of your streams in a minute. Good to see you're doing well. I appreciate that. Yeah, cookout is pretty cool, man, for real. Yeah, I've never, and like I said, that's why I slapped my hand. I'm like, yo, I know about cookout, and I got family in North Carolina. I know that's a big deal, and I think there's a cookout. They built a cookout up here in New York, I think, but I think it's in Brooklyn. But for me, I always like going to where restaurants or places where it started. Like for example, there's now Chick-fil-A is all up here in the Northeast now, and I remember when I first went to Chick-fil-A, it was in the South. I was like, okay, like I don't think you'll ever see a Bojangles. Anybody in North Carolina, y'all know Bojangles. I don't think you'll ever see a Bojangles up north. I don't think so. I don't think there's a Bojangles around here, but yeah, that's another southern. You know, people ask me all the time, what chicken franchises have you had? And I've said Popeyes. KFC, of course, but I've never had like Church's chicken. There was a Church's up here in New York, but it closed down. Um, I remember when I did that trip to Jollibee's for the first time. Oh my god, that was so much fun. I love that, and I'll go back and watch that try video because people loved the fact that I gave that homeless guy a piece of chicken. I did. He was right there. He was just standing in the doorway, and you can hear him talking. He's like, "Is that a camera?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he's like, "Man, you can hear him speaking." And he's like, "I'm hungry as fuck." So I was like, "All right, here you go." Like, it is what it is. I don't discriminate. So yeah, I would love to do. I do love doing try videos. It was fun. Those are fun to do. Um, but yeah, I hear cookouts is just bad. It's just those milkshakes. I see those milkshakes are cool. Same with the fries. My cousins never tell me about the fries. My cousins just say the milkshakes, and I'm a sucker for a milkshake. Uh, which cities have the best sceneries in your opinion? Well, that depends because I haven't been to a lot of. I've been to a couple of cities, but like I, this is kind of more for my non-American pack members. I think there's this misconception with people outside the United States that think even though we're in the United States in the States, we just travel all over. It's easy for us to just travel the state to states. I can tell you right now, out of the 50 states, I've only been to 10. I haven't even been to a handful. I've been to 10. And I'd say in scenery, there's some great sceneries in the South, in North Carolina and South Carolina for sure. Um, I've been upstate New York. Oh, upstate New York has some great. You go to Lake George, upstate New York. Oh my God, the scenery up there is beautiful, but it's kind of scary because you're thinking some Sasquatch is gonna come out, which probably and the raccoons are like huge up there. I remember going up to Lake George, and um, I think I've told this story before. It's a town, but it's a tourist town. Their money comes from tourism, and when when it's not tourism coming through, everything shuts down to a degree. They shut down the lights because there's not a lot of cars on the road. Um, People work outside of the city. So when we're talking about Lake George, we're close to like Syracuse and Buffalo. I shouldn't even mention Buffalo. Oh my God, y'all. I'm sure y'all heard what happened up in Buffalo, New York. If you didn't, just research yourself. Fuck, man. I shouldn't even mention that. That just gonna bring me down. Um, but yeah, Lake George was fun. Hearing the locals talk about when it's in the wintertime, they have a winter festival on the lake. Like that lake freezes over and they have carnival rides and everything. I'm like, when that woman told me that, I was like, so y'all have you're telling me that y'all have like carnival rides, like rides on this lake. This lake freezes over that hard, that cool, that it supports all that way. And she's like, yeah. I'm like, that's crazy. Like I said, no way would I be on a ride on the lake. No way. I was like, that's out of the question. Um, so yeah, you know, let's see. I remember scenery in California. There was a lot of great scenery there when I used to live. I remember, the days I lived in Monterey, back in the early '80s. So I remember the scenery, all the beaches and just the coastline. The California coastline is just beautiful in general. Um, there there's some great scenery in Jersey. I'm just talking about the places I've been to, like the Pine Barrens in Jersey. They look creepy at night, but when you see them in the daytime, it's beautiful. Uh, that's where the Jersey Devil lives. Uh, um, where else? And I'll definitely say the sceneries I've seen in Orlando, in Florida. It's just some great sceneries. So I can't really say the cities I've been to. I'm only speaking for the cities I've been to. I can't say, but when I see like the scenery up in like Seattle, I love looking at city skylines. I love that. I love especially seeing them at night or not. I don't care what it is. Watching this New York skyline at night is beautiful. I love watching that. Seeing photos of it is beautiful. Or even if you're just on the ferry, like going to the Statue of Liberty, and you can see the New York City skyline from there. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Um, but yeah, I love seeing city skylines, like like seeing Seattle skyline, and you see the Space Needle right there. That's beautiful. Seeing like Dallas, I remember watching it, looking at the Dallas pictures of the Dallas skyline, and seeing that build. I don't know what building that is, but it's always the green neon colors. LA has some nice skylines. Chicago definitely. I love the Chicago skyline. Um, Atlanta has some nice ones too. So yeah, there's a lot. But I think people get this misconception, especially non-Americans. They get this misconception, think that we just it's go to every state. I have not been to every state. I would never claim that. If you've been to every state, more power to you. But I have never been to every state. I've always wanted to take a road trip like through Route 66 and all that stuff, the famous Route 66. So I just want somebody to do it with people, like people I can trust or would want to do it. Um, thank you and stay safe. Thank you. I appreciate that. Who's your favorite superhero or villain and why? Favorite superhero? I'm wearing them, dude. Spider-Man all day. He comes before everybody else. Nobody is before Spider-Man. Why? Because I've always saw myself through Peter Parker. I always saw myself as Peter Parker. A lot of the things that character has gone through in life, I went through as well, and that's the beauty part of that character's creation. Stan Lee and Steve Ditko created it. They created that character, and different from any other hero. He's not a rich man. He's not, he worked for his living. He got to worry about paying rent and things like that. I think we all do. I got to pay rent. I got to do this. He got women trouble, and he's worrying about things that superhero you shouldn't be worrying about so much, but he does. I see myself in Peter so much. I don't see myself as Batman. I can't relate to Batman as much. I can't. But Peter Parker, yeah, I can relate so much to him. You could see why he's such an influential character. He's so influential. There's characters that you can easily pick up. That's Spider-Man. Good example, prime example of that. Static. Static has so much of Spider-Man is unbelievable. It's crazy. Villain wise, my favorite villain. I'll even throw my favorite villain. My favorite villain is Doctor Doom, Victor Von Doom. Always has been my favorite. Powerful, smart, dangerous. That is a combination. Too many combinations. Like when you got a villain that's powerful enough to outthink you, go to toe with some of the powerhouses of your universe, that's scary. When Doom is thinking, he's thinking like 3 steps ahead of you. And I've said it before, and I was just talking to this person on Twitter about it, and he was talking about villains that I want to see, and he brought up Doctor Doom, and I said, and I retweeted, quote tweeted him, and I said, dude, listen to me. I said I have been saying this till I was blue in the face. Look, when they reintroduce Doctor Doom in the MCU, which they will, there are 2 things that better go down. First of all, he better have his own fucking theme. He should be the equivalent of Vader. He should be the Marvel MCU equivalent of Darth Vader. This is a guy you don't want to fuck with. That you can understand why people fear him. He should. That's how he should feel. He should have his own fucking theme music. He should be just as smart. He should be almost fearful. Like even if he's standing, Thor is next to him. should not even show any fear, which he's never truly showed fear to Thor. When him and Thor have met, he's still never showed fear to Thor. He is not that type of person. He should be the equivalent of Vader. When he comes on the screen, all eyes is on him. Nobody there's I've said that before, and people agreed, and they're like, yeah, that's how he should be. First of all, I've said it before. When they do Fantastic Four, that movie, he should not be the first villain. He should be built up to to. You don't do Doom right away. I've said that before. Don't even do him right away. You build up to him, because building up to him will make his appearance even sweeter. You don't just throw him in there. That is one reason. That is the one thing I hated about the Tim Story movies. The fact of how they just threw him in there. It made no sense. And you need an actor that is going to portray Victor Von Doom with class, but also just fear. Like when he comes on, it's scary. Like he should be a little scary. Like, nah, you can't mess up with Doom. Like, and that's why I think, and I trust Feige. Feige and them and his will not fail with Doctor Doom, because they have failed with Doctor Doom in past movies. Uh, Also, if you had to have a superpower, what would it be? His powers. I would love to be able to stick to walls and have that spider sense. Oh my god, I would love to know what that feels like. What does it feel like when that tingling goes off? Um, Having that kind of dexterity and balance, and of course the super strength. Spider-Man is stronger than people that he's stronger than they give him credit for. Like, why do you think he pulls his punches? If he doesn't pull his punches, he can kill somebody. Um, Outside of Spider-Man's powers, I would love to be able to teleport. That'd be great. Because I would just come visit anyone if I knew where you guys were. And that's the thing. Like, people misunderstand teleportation. You still got to know where you're porting to. Like, and that's the thing about Nightcrawler. I love. It's like he just can't port. He's got to know where he's going. Yeah, or he will port. He could teleport into a wall or something. And there's also a limit to his teleport. He can only teleport like 12 miles, like not 12 miles, 2 miles or so. Um, so like Blink can teleport longer than him, and Edo could teleport to the moon and back, which is great. So I would love teleportation. Um, I don't know if I'd like to be able to fly, because at the end of the day, you're flying. You still got to be. You're not used to that cold air up there. Like, you gotta, it's Superman. Yeah, he makes it look like, oh, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're cool, but still, they're probably used to the cold air up there. That's still cold air up in the stratosphere. Um, I would love to be a Green Lantern. I've always said it. I'd be a Green Lantern or a Blue Lantern or both. Like Razor. If you saw the last couple episodes of Young Justice, Razor was back in it, and he was a mix of Red Lantern and Blue Lantern. That was cool. That would be me. I'd be green and blue. Um, Super speed would be cool. I would just. The only thing I think I would hate is stopping, or my clothes would burn off. Like, I would have to have clothes where the friction wouldn't burn my clothes off and I'm butt naked. Um, I like invisibility, but I don't want to be invisible. I wouldn't want that. But no offense to Sue. Sue makes it look good. Uh, Metamorphosis, like I wouldn't mind being able to turn into something like outside of just like people say, oh, the Hulk. Well, yeah, but like kind of like Wolvesbane, or like werewolf by night, I wouldn't mind turning into a werewolf. That is completely knowing I'm a werewolf. Like I'm still, my mind has not changed. I morph into a werewolf. That'd be fine. Wolvesbane can do that. Like, and let's see who else I can. Probably the power cosmic, like Silver Surfer. I'd be so cool be able to fly in space, just seeing, different star systems. That's a dream. That's like a dream right there. Just seeing things like that. I mean, Silver Surfer, another one of my favorite characters in comics. I love Silver Surfer. It's one of my top 10 favorite Marvel characters. Silver Surfer can absorb the power of a black hole. We don't know what goes on in a black hole, but he can close that, absorb it, and close it up if he wanted to. That's crazy. That's how powerful he is. That's ridiculous. There's a lot of, but yeah, those are some superpowers. But yeah, Spider Man all the way. Like I'd love to be able to stick to a wall. I'm not scared of heights, so like I'll climb up the Empire State Building, no problem, and just look down. Like, oh, okay, so I've been up top of the Empire State Building, so I'm not scared of it. I've been. I'm like, oh, I don't get scared. I like looking down, like just, oh wow, that's how high we are. Okay, all right, you know, I don't get scared of heights. I'm not. I don't. I'm not. I don't have uh, vertigo. I don't get vertigo and things like that. I got no problem with that. So yeah, but yeah, it is what it is. um, Matthew Man, hope all is well with you. What do you think about the Wu-Tang Clan possibly having another reunion? That'd be great. I love Wu-Tang, so that'd be great. I depends on which ones. Like when you say Wu Tang, you're talking about the core members because there's so many of them. It's ridiculous. But if you're talking about the core members, great. But that's why you gotta really think about it like that. Between chickens, ducks, swans, goose, geese, or turkey, which bird do you find as the most loyal farm animal? Chickens. I guess they're chickens. Uh, do any mascots mimic? Do any mascot mimics clowns, performers, entertainers, or amusers gather your focus these days at the time yet or nay? Yay or nay? Um, I like mascots. I was a mascot in in high school. So yeah, my 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 alma mater, my high school team, we were called the Knights. So I dressed up as a knight. It was hot as hell. I did it for 2 years. That is not easy to do. So, and it wasn't like I was in suit of armor. No, just the guy was the costume looked like a knight. And I used to go around with the jousting stick and running up and down. And luckily, I had sometimes the fan wasn't working in that costume. Oh my god, it was so hot. I used to sweat up. It's just sweat like crazy. Your next question, Matthew, is if Peter Parker was a multi-millionaire, which he has been, um, when before, during, and after he got his superpowers, more, how much more well off would he have be? He would have been fine because it's how he was raised. He was raised. Aunt May and them raised him to never forget where you came from, so he would be fine. He wouldn't be arrogant. He wouldn't have been, even if he didn't. But he's been a multimillionaire before. He had his own company. It's all this stuff, and then Marvel took it away. It was so bullshit. Uh, Call a God of symbiotes versus uh symbiote God. Between Eagles, Hawks. You've asked me this before, Matthew, and they're all great hunters. Okay. Do you think D Block will ever have a peace conference including all the members, Jada, Sheik, I I don't know because Jada and Styles, they got their own business, and I've met Styles P a couple of times. Great dude. Never met Jada. My dad used to meet them all the time. Do you think Dragon could have been bigger than he did as a star? You mean as a rapper or like a movie star? Because he transitioned a little bit to movies. Um, Drag was cool. I have his albums. I got a couple of two of his albums. I think his first album was his best. He had more hits on that album than his next one. But I think he could have been a bigger than he was, but he was good. Um, Marion, this is my last question for you. Uh, I can remember if I asked this or not. Uh, was this period in the comics where Bane stopped using the Venom for a while? Have a safe trip. Oh, thank you. Yeah, Bane had stopped using this Venom during his time with the Secret Six. Yeah, it was the Secret Six. Um, he stopped using it. First of all, people need to realize that Bane is a big dude without that Venom, without basically that souped up steroid. He is huge. He's a big man. It's just the Venom will make him extraordinary big to a degree. Bane in the Arkham games is just ridiculously over muscular. That's just over exaggerating him too much. I didn't even. I mean, when Bane was in the Batman cartoon, I hated that look from him. He looked like a gimp, and then he looked like Red Hulk when he would the Bane when the Venom would soup in him. I was like, why does he turn red? I never understood that one. Why was that? Was his muscles on fire? I don't know. Was that supposed to be blood? I don't know. But the fact is, yeah, Bane is a big dude. He's a really big dude, and he stopped using it after a while, and it really clouded his. He felt like it was clouding his mind, and it did. When the Secret Six, that's when he was. I remember when he stopped using it. Gail Simone was writing that. That was a good run, and they made Bane. She made Bane so much evolve as a character. I loved it. It was so good. So yes, Bane. Thank you, Marion, for the questions. Hope you have a good time, Megacon, and thank you. Caroline, what exactly makes you think Deathstroke and Lex would be good X villains? Simple, because he would try to want to get some of the X-Men probably to join him. I can see people hiring him in the Marvel Universe to maybe go after Wolverine, try to kill him. Him and Wolverine would be straight up villains, enemies. Lex Luthor, the same thing. Like, Lex Luthor does not like anybody having more power than him. Period. When he sees these individuals who have these extraordinary powers, yeah. I mean, look at him and Superman. What's his reasons for hating Superman? Power. He can't control Superman. He would look at the X-Men, mutants, especially the X-Men, Charles Xavier and all of them, be like, I can't control these people. No, oh wait. Do you think the Flash show has run its course and served its purpose? Yeah, kind of. I mean, the last thing I just heard, they killed off Killer Frost. She died. And now Caitlyn, because they had separated Caitlyn and Killer Frost. They were their own individuals, and I heard they killed her off, and you know she wants to bring her back out by cloning her. I don't know what. It's just kind of ridiculous. The best superhero show on on CW is Superman and Lois, and I'm glad that show got renewed. I would end Flash after this season 8. That's it. End it. I think it's ran its course, and I don't think there aren't a lot of stories now to do because they already rushed those stories out. They rushed those stories out. They rushed out the main Flash villains. They already canceled Legends of Tomorrow, Batwoman, and Naomi, which only didn't even just got at one season. Yeah, Stargirl is still coming back, but yeah, it's like they just canceling everything. It's like, look, to me, the problem with the CW shows is they have their blueprint of how these shows should go. Superheroes should be kind of characters should be kind of like bad in the beginning. Character should have its own supporting team. Like character gets upgraded and learns to, and then there's always a villain of the week, and then but there's the overarching villain. They all do the same thing. It's like there's really no different with these shows anymore. Especially when the CW, when all of them were running, the only one that felt different was Black Lightning. Black Lightning felt so different, and for good reason. But all the other shows, from Arrow to Flash to Supergirl to to Batgirl, Batwoman, they all felt the same. Even Stargirl feels the same. It's and I don't like the whole I Stargirl is I like Stargirl. I like the actress who plays her. She looks great in the costume, but I cannot get behind the fact that they brought the they de-aged the JSA. She should be growing up, learning from the veteran JSA. Instead, they all died. I hated that. I was like, that was stupid. That was so stupid. What are the best features for Daredevil's Billy clubs? I guess the harpoon. Like he can shoot when he's swinging around. Should they make a rated R CGI Wonder Woman show? And if so, who do you see voicing voice? Why CGI? I don't know. No, I don't. Would Gwen Stacy and Betty Brant be interested? Be an interesting romance couple if they swung that way. So basically, if Gwen was bisexual and Betty was bisexual, or they were just gay, I don't like that. I don't like just throwing them together. What's their purpose? What's the reason for them? That doesn't work. That doesn't work for me. How would you make Toxin more appealing as a character? How about have him around more? There you go. Do you think the Black Panther series should touch on more real topics like Middle Eastern, Arab, and Persian slave trades? They do that when they need to. Um, at the end of the day, right now, what's going on in Black Panther right now is T'Challa is on the run. Wakanda has become more of a democracy now than a monarchy. Oh, he's still around. He's still, but there's a prime minister now, and they're always kind of going at it because she's like, "Oh, you're supposed to be here, and you're the," He's like, I don't care. Like, I really don't care. Like when he was out in space, yeah, they made a democracy. Um, they don't like the fact that he hides a lot of stuff. Right now he had sleeper agents all over the world, and some of them are dead, and he's trying to figure out why. But it's crazy. It's good storytelling too. John Ridley's doing a good job with that. What would Lisa Mazza from Gargoyles think of Renee Montoya? Kindred spirit, but also would want to help her. Renee has some issues that Lisa never had. Speaking of George Perez, I actually have the first volume of Teen Titans. It's good. I have that too. Uh, shoot, what the are you doing? Are you doing on this night bumper? What happened? Are you wait? What are you doing on this fine night bumper? What happened in New York supermarket tragedy? I don't want to talk about that too much. But yeah, upstate. I'll just give you the detail a little. I'll give you a little bit. There was a shooting up in Buffalo, New York. That's like 20 miles, or that's like yeah. Wait, let me see. I want to make sure. Um, it's over 300 miles. 300 miles. 300 miles. 380.4 miles from Mount Vernon, New York, where I'm at. So up in Buffalo, there was a shooting. The person that shot, I think 10 people are dead. Some are injured, but it was 10 people up there that was killed, and it was in a predominantly black neighborhood of Buffalo. It was a hate crime. He literally said he had issues. The shooter even said, "I have issue with the black community," and he had some really bullshit rhetoric crap when I saw the interview, and you could just see look in his face. He didn't give a two shits about what he did. That just the sheer crap on his face just makes me want to punch him. And so yeah, it was a hate crime. So yeah, he was from another city up in New York, but he upstate New York, and he northern New York, and he came to Buffalo and he shot up a supermarket up there. It was fucked up. What do you think, Matthew says? What do you think about a superhero origin story that goes into detail about the issues between First Nations and the Inuit? Depends on the hero. I mean, you then that means you have to have a hero that is of the Inuit, or he's got to be indigenous. Then, um, do you think Scream 6 will be good as the first, second, and fifth one? First, second, fourth, and fifth. I don't like three too much. I love the last one. Last one was really good. Um, even the even them making the fact that yeah, Billy had a child, it makes sense. If you go back to that first movie, it kind of adds up. Okay, him and Sydney were on a break at one point, remember? So I can see where that comes from. But I did enjoy it. I loved Stu's Stu's niece and nephew, the twins. They were cool. Uh, just the kills in that, like the killers. Jesus Christ, they were so aggressive with their kills. It was just god damn. Um, I didn't like seeing Dewey die. I didn't. If I'm ruining it for you, I'm sorry. That was sad, but that was probably David Arquette's best performance as Dewey. That was probably his best performance. Seeing Dewey die the way he did sucked, but knowing who killed him is what pisses me off. I no, I can't. Oh my god, knowing that it was that 90-pound little twit that killed him pisses me off. I don't know what it is. I don't know. They need to either say when you put on that mask, it's some kind of demon or something in it because you get superhuman strength for some. It's ridiculous how strong these people be when that mask goes on. It's ridiculous. It's weird, but I'm glad to know that for the sixth one, all the cast that you saw in five are returning, and hearing that Hayden Paliski is coming back, who played Riley in the fourth one, is returning. I knew she didn't die. There was supposedly said that she didn't die. I'm just hoping she's not the killer. I would hate that. To me, I think let Sydney be. Don't kill her off. Sydney's a survivor. She does not need to die. Don't kill her off. I mean it. Don't kill Sydney off. Let her be with her kid and everything like that. But to me, Sydney has been shot and stabbed so many times. Her scar tissue, her body must just adapt to just being stabbed a lot. It's just ridiculous. And I think Courtney Cox said she read the script for the sickness. She likes it. And I think she's returning. And she's another one that's been shot all up in the stomach. Like, good God, the scar tissue is ridiculous. Um, how about when Mary Jane Watson and Felicia Hardy getting together, possibly in some fashion? Not gonna happen. There's a friendship, but there's also a rivalry between them. That ain't happening. Mr. Mixuplick versus Mad Jim Jacksper. Oh, that's a good. I don't know. That's a good battle. I like that. Kirby from uh is alive, and yes, she. That's right. First of all, I love Hayden. Just I don't know. She's just cute. I just like her a lot. Um, like I made sure not that she did not die in Until Dawn. I was like, I no, she's not dying. Hayden. I don't like seeing her cry. Like when she cries, I'm like, oh please, I just want to hug her. Like, baby girl, don't cry. I've always wanted her to be Supergirl. I always wanted her to be like Supergirl. For some reason, see Hayden as Kara. I was like, I see Supergirl with her. Like I don't know why, but I do. Um, what if Doctor Fate, Doctor Strange, Spawn, and the Mask combined their powers? Uh, no, I don't know. I really don't. Uh, I know about Anansi the Spider God. Yeah, that's cool. Hey, I've been liking the Batgirl comics. I've been collecting them. That's good. Did you know that there's going to be a spin-off movie of Seth Rogen's Ninja Turtles? Each movie will focus on a new villain. It's being set on Paramount Plus. I heard about it. I'm still a little nervous about Seth Rogen's Ninja Turtles because, and to me, nothing is ever gonna be able to top the '90s movie. Nobody. That was the perfect movie, Turtles movie. Give me men in suit any day than CGI turtles. Uh, any day. And don't get me started on them Hulks, the mini Hulks in that. Good God, hated that shit. All right, moving on. Between Mount Vernon, Albany, Yonkers, New York City, and Buffalo, which city do you find the easiest to travel and move through? Mount Vernon. It's 4 square miles, dude. God, I've lived here since 80, late 88. I can get from point A to point B really quick. It's so easy. Strategically, it is located in such a good location that it can hit every major highway that I need to hit. So yeah, um, it's easy to get through. So yeah, Mount Vernon for sure. Yonkers is bigger. Yonkers is one of the biggest cities in Westchester County, right next to I think White Plains, which is further north from there. And New York City is its own entity. And when you say New York City, you're talking about all the boroughs. You got to remember that. If you're not, that's the thing. Non-New Yorkers don't know that, and nobody really says New York City when you're here. When you're a New Yorker, when you say I'm going into Manhattan, you don't say that. You just say I'm going into the city. You just say the city. Just lingo that New Yorkers know that nobody else knows. We say the city. We don't say Manhattan. We don't call. We don't call. most of us don't literally do not call Staten Island Staten Island. We say Shaolin. That's straight up. We don't say Staten Island. Queens, Brooklyn, yeah, we say those the most of the time. In the Bronx, we say the BX. We don't say the Bronx. But when we don't say Bronx, New York. We say the Bronx, New York, home of the home of the New York Yankees. There you go. Many parts of Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina, and certain parts of Virginia feel like the Bahamas in a way. Does it not? I don't know because I've never been to the Bahamas, so I can't tell you that. What do you think about the beaches, ports, banks, and harbors in the Northeast and the Southeast? I've been to some ports in the Southeast, not a lot. But the Northeast, yeah, I've been to New York Harbor and um, Connecticut and all those. Yeah, it's fine. Uh, I don't know what am I missing? No, I don't see any. Good. Okay, let me make sure I refresh this thing. Nope, don't see anything. All right, Matthew again. Between Disneyland, Universal Studios, SeaWorld, and Legoland, which amusement park in Orlando was the most amazing? Don't know because I've never been. I didn't go when I went to Orlando the first time. I didn't go to Universal Studios. I didn't go to Disneyland. I've been to Disney World, but I didn't go to Disneyland. I was there for strictly Comic Con, Megacon. So I was right there the first time. My hotel was right next to the Orange County Convention Center. That place is huge. Now my hotel is going to be maybe a not a mile, but a couple of blocks away from it now. I always try to book a hotel close to the convention center or so where I'm at. Sometimes it's not, sometimes I don't. Uh, so yeah, so I wouldn't know because I'd never gone to any of them. What do you think of 50 Cent settling and living in Houston, Texas? Really? Oh, that's nice. I ain't got no problem. That's his it's his prerogative. Do you think if Bruce Wayne was upper middle class, he would still be smart and technically savvy? Yes. Do you do I watch Soul Eater? Did I watch? Yes, and I read the manga. Out of all the Ninja Turtles, who do you see yourself as the most? Michelangelo and Leonardo. I don't have anger issues like Raphael. He's got anger issues. I see myself a little of Donnie, but I'm not that smart. I wouldn't say not smart, but I'm not that savvy. Like I see some, oh, I can make something out of that. Not like that. I always see myself as Mikey because I am a kind of a free spirit, and I always like to bring positive vibes to people. Mikey does that. Mikey, I don't care what. Mikey is the heart of the turtles. He's the heart of the turtles. He's the one to me, and they've always show in like stories that he died. Like it becomes like okay, the turtles kind of feel lost. Leo is the is always the good leader, but he always is questioning himself in terms of is he a good leader? Is he this? And I'm like that too. I'm kind of hard on myself at times. Like I'm like I could do better, and I will push myself as well. So yeah, uh, we got In Lee in dropping a $10 spot super chat. I appreciate that, brother. Uh, if Wanda comes, hey, nothing about Wanda. Anything about? I'm sorry. Oh my God, what are you doing? I didn't read that. I didn't read that. See, I didn't see Doctor Strange, so don't be spoiling that for me. I just told you guys I did not see Doctor Strange. I'm seeing that before my trip. I have not seen it. Thank you for the 10 spot, but I did not see that. Uh, how much more successful do you think DMX would have been if he never got addicted to any kind of super drugs? Uh, he would have been. Yeah, I guess I don't want to think about it like that. I can't think of that. If Static was in the Marvel universe, which heroes would he interact with? Spider Man for sure. A lot of heroes his own age, so I could see if we see Static with the Young Avengers. Um, Luke Cage for sure. I could definitely see him being want to talk to Luke Cage, and I think Luke Cage would want to talk to him. Uh, I could probably even see him working with like Stark, like with Iron Man. I think he would. I definitely think him and Miles would get along really well. Black Panther, he would definitely find a lot of inspiration in, and I think Black Panther would respect him for that. Being. So yeah. Uh, what Little Wayne music projects do you mess with? I'm nothing really. Not that big. I'm not the biggest Little Wayne fan. Do you prefer comic books slash graphic novels, Spider Man or movie, TV shows? Really, I like them all. So it's just, if Doctor Doom was in the DC universe, which villains would a lot? He would be a Doctor Doom would be a DC villain. Like he would not just be interacting with just one. Uh, how about how about having cosmic Spider-Man powers? That's that's like Silver Surfer. There you go. Like I said, I probably would be a Red Lantern because I have a lot of inner rage in me. It's not just it's like you got hate. That's rage, hate. It's. I would never be a Red Lantern. Superman. Do you know what it's like living in a world of paper? There you go. Depends. Um, what is the worst show? What is the worst show? Me times time to go. Me times to go or Thundercats Raw. Show me the time to go or I don't. I've never seen any of that, but I know Thundercats Raw. I'll punch somebody in the face if they say they like that show. I'm not even joking. I would literally punch somebody. That is ridiculous. That show was ridiculous. That was a slap in the face. Are you a fan of the TV show Impractical Jokers? I like it. It's funny. I've met them. I've met them before. They funny. I've met them. The people. What if Kingpin and Lex Luthor had a sit down meeting with one another? No physical violence, just words. There's too many egos right there. Their egos would not even allow them to even. Nope, not even a chance. Not a chance. What shows should go to Netflix, HBO, Showtime, or Hulu? I don't know what show. There's a lot of shows you could just. That's a impractical question. What do you like about Cassandra Cain in terms of her personality? She's honest, and she's honest, and she'll let you know real quick if she likes you or not. She can read you very easily. Alucard from Helsing versus Teen Titans. Are you crazy? That's not even a fight. That's ridiculous. That's a misfight right there. Alucard would kill those kids. Are you crazy? You crazy. That'll piss Alucard off. That'll he kill them. Would you like a Katana animated movie? I wouldn't mind an anime movie about Katana. Yes, I like Katana. Gore the Busher versus Kratos. Um, I depends on which Kratos we're talking about. Um, who do you think would make the MCU junior? The MCU, the MCU. Junior Avenger roster. You mean the Young Avengers? Well, we got Kate Bishop, so definitely there. Um, we got Isaiah Bradley, but he doesn't have his powers. He doesn't have. He just needs the blood transfusion from his grandfather, or his uncle. Yeah, his grandfather. Um, uh, I would probably say America Chavez. She's been a Young Avenger. Kamala Khan could work when Riri comes in. I think Riri would be a good factor. And oh yeah, we got Cassie. So yeah. Let's see. If Hulk was in the DC universe, which villains would he be? Okay. Cadmus would probably want to try to get Bruce Banner. Um, I don't know. For some reason, I keep thinking Gorilla Grodd. Uh, Lex Luthor, man. Like Luthor would go after all these Marvel heroes. That power, he would want that. He would want that. Will Miser, I just started reading the Hack and Slash comics, and I wish I was told earlier that Hack and Slash has hack I hack video game series, and Cassie Hack is so badass. I just finished. I've never read any of those. I am completely caught up on all of Chainsaw Man manga. Finished all 10 volumes. I'm waiting for volume 10. So when that anime drops, I'll know every character and be ready for it. And then of course they'll do the second volume of mangas. But yeah, I've been loving Chainsaw Man. I'm also reading Fire Force, which is really good. It's basically a manga about uh, firefighters, but it's different. And one of the biggest things people have to be scared about in this world is combustion. It's crazy. It's really cool. Uh, and of course, Jutsu Kaisen. I'm reading that as well, and I'm also reading Spy X Family. Those are some mangas that I am reading. Hellboy versus Kenpachi. That would be kind of interesting. I might to Kenpachi because when Hellboy goes into his full power, yeah, it's a big difference. Drops of Jupiter. You watch much of the Supernatural TV. Uh, I'm just starting watching it now, and it's so good. One of the brothers used to be on Gilmore Girls. Um, I like Supernatural, but I wasn't a hardcore fan of it. I stopped watching it after they killed the devil, and I was like, they should have ended it right there. And they kept going. To me, that show ran its course too. After maybe issue, like season 10, I was done. But it's just like, to me, it's just like some of these shows just keep going just for the sake of trying to reach some kind of legacy. Like, yeah, now that's the longest CW show. So it's just ridiculous. I didn't care about that. Spider-Man versus Deadpool in a one-liner. I tie. Um, don't know if you talked about Discovery. What what are you doing with DC product and cancellation of the? Well, that's not their fault. It's just the numbers were bad with Naomi. I don't think it was really doing that well. And Legends of Tomorrow, I did a whole video on the merger. Go look it up. Go watch it. See, that's what I talked about. Like, it is very important, guys. And this is something I do want to tell all. Hit that notification bell. Keep that on. Whenever a video goes up, you'll be notified. It's like people be saying all the time, like, I didn't know your video was up. I didn't know you did this. Hit that notification bell, that bell that's over here in the corner somewhere down here. Hit that so you'll never miss a video. Like, I do that for all the people I'm subscribed to, so I never miss a video. It'll pop up, and I'm like, okay, but I'll go watch it maybe another time. But I did a whole video on the merger, and they talking about they're talking about really doing a lot of things for the DC projects. For example, they want a Kevin Feige like person to run and oversee those projects. They should have been had that. They want to put more emphasis on characters like Superman. They should have been doing that. Like the it's ridiculous. Those are the stuff I'm like, are you kidding? You should have been having. I hate the fact that Superman gets pushed down. He was the face of DC. No, I don't care what any Batman fan said. Before Batman, he was the face, and all of a sudden Batman just took over. And Superman is a character that should be almost everywhere. I remember they were talking about having him be like the Nick Fury or so of the DC universe. Like he was going to pop up and be like that wise Obi-Wan for a lot of characters. And then they didn't. And I've said it before. Henry Cavill got done dirty as Superman. He wasn't a bad Superman. He wasn't. He just had bad material. And he says he will gladly come back to that character. He said I keep the costume ready and keep the costume ready in the closet. I would love to, if he doesn't come back. If I'm Kevin Feige, he doesn't come back to Superman. Pick him up for it because there are plenty of characters in Marvel I can see Henry Cavill playing. Their loss, Marvel's gain. Period. Let's see. What time is it? All right, we're gonna get ready to wrap this up. Because let's see what we got here. Get the last questions available, guys. Gonna wrap this up real soon. Not gonna go rapid fire, but I'm just telling you guys, get your last questions. Matthew Mann, was Norman Osborn in most portrayals always a jerk, or did he become a huge douche even before the Goblin serum? Yeah, he was a douche before that. That was not the case. Jeff Hardy versus Darby, did you live up to the hype? That was nothing more but a crash course, pretty much a stunt battle. Who can outdo each other? It wasn't about wrestling. It was just who could outdo each other. I know that was a dream match for Darby Allin, but yeah, it was they were just doing crash course. They were stuntmen. That's all they were just. But the thing about Darby that um thing about Darby Allin and the difference between Sammy Guevara, and I think if you listen to Solomonster, he said it best. With Sammy Guevara, he goes up top and do some stupid shit, and he can do that. Hey, I'm crazy. That last bump he took with Scorpio Sky, I'm like, this fucker nearly killed himself. That he landed right on his fucking neck, and I'm like, you trying to paralyze yourself? He didn't even hit it. But with Darby, it's almost like controlled craziness. Like he knows where he's doing, but with Darby, it's still like, oh God, Darby, what the hell? But I still am not like, oh, what the fuck, man? No, with Sammy, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why are you doing this? Like and I'm telling you, he's gonna hurt himself. He needs to stop doing a lot of this stuff. All that shit is gonna catch up. And you want to know? Look at Jeff. Jeff is a prime example of that. All them bumps and crazy bumps, and yeah, the drug addiction that he was on. You're starting to see it catch up now with him. Just it's sad sometimes to watch Jeff Hardy. It really is. It really is. Um, did it live up to the hype? not in my opinion. It didn't. It was just crash course stuff that I just not into too much. Do you think many underestimate Wilson Fisk intelligence and knowledge considering constantly or often? No, they don't underestimate none of that shit. You crazy? None of them do that. Uh, Eli Bradley, cool. Eli, yeah. If you didn't watch Falcon and Winter Soldier, we saw Isaiah Bradley. He was in it. He's a super soldier. The only difference, they changed him from being in World War II. They made him be in the Korean War, which is fine. And him and Bucky battled each other. And it's like, man, I would actually want to see that fight. I would actually want to see a movie showcasing when Bucky was still under Hydra and they fought in the Korean War. And they still kept everything true. And we saw Isaiah Bradley. And I'm like, okay, we got him. We just need him to get hurt and he gets a blood transfusion by his granddad. The only other difference is he was living in Baltimore, so that's fine. No offense to B more, not nothing against it. What are your thoughts on Dr. Martha Hart showing up on AEW? Nothing really. I mean, sh- you know, she's gonna do that. She's gonna do business with them over doing with WWE, and we can understand why. You know, I understand why she doesn't want to do anything with the McMahons. I mean, we know what happened, but even at the same time, you can. To me, it's just like Mrs. Hart. You can't deny what your husband contributed to that company. That's where I have an issue with it. It's like, yeah, they're doing this tournament for your husband, and that's great, but it seems like you're denying, almost like you don't want people to even mention his career in WWE. Brett even talked about it. It's like he doesn't even he I remember Brett even said, if he wouldn't even recognize his niece and nephew even if they passed him on the street. They don't have connection anymore. It's crazy. I can understand her anger and hatred for WWE because of what happened, but at the same time, it's like 50-50 with me with them. It was all right that she was up there. I didn't mind that. I should have saw that coming. The grandson. Yeah, go back and watch Falcon Winter Soldier on Disney Plus. They talk about Isaiah Bradley. They show him and everything. It was great. If someone should hire Deathstroke to kill, but wouldn't exceed. No, he wouldn't. They fought before. They've actually fought. They fought in when the X Men met the Teen Titans. They fought, and he was just like, man, this guy's relentless. He was like, yeah. But yeah, Deathstroke wouldn't win. Deathstroke is a super soldier, like, and he thinks quicker than everybody. But at the end of the day, he's not killing Wolverine. He'll try everything he can, but Wolverine just going to keep healing, getting back up, and be like, eventually I'm gonna get to you. Would How would a no holds barred, straight up smack talking match between Green Goblin and Joker go? I don't even want to think. Goblin would just kill Joker right away. He ain't going to smack talk. The Batman Who Laughs versus Lord. I never read that, so I can't tell you. Chris, why am I looking at an ad for on the? I don't. What the fuck? What you see? Wait, an OnlyFans chat. What the fuck? I don't judge, man. I don't know what are you seeing? I don't see any of that. Uh, I don't see any of that. Uh, that's funny. I don't know what the heck you seeing. Um, what was that? Which version of Superman do you find the most relatable? Um. Uh. I think I would say probably John Burns Superman. John Burns a Dan Jurgens run Superman. I'd relate more to. How about how should an how should an excellent Superman game be made? Should it be a similar design to the Batman and Spider-Man ones? Open world, definitely, of course, and they've done that, but it's just it's you got to do more than just. I mean, it'd be cool. It's cool to just have them fly around Metropolis, but it'd be cool to. It'd have to be open world. It couldn't be just that. Alrighty, laters. Thank you, Evan. Thank you. I appreciate it very much. Batman versus Medusa from Soul Eater. Whatever. um, Last question, dude. Hope you have a good night. Looking forward to AW Double or Nothing. Do you think CM Punk will win the title? And I can't wait until the end of June. New Japan AW Forbidden Door pay per view. Uh, I do not see Punk winning. Actually, if I'm AEW Tony Khan, no, he Hangman beats him, and then they have maybe another, and then he loses. I would think they're doing that, but nah, he loses. Hangman needs to win more than Punk. New Japan Forbidden Doors should be good. That should be fun. But we'll see how it goes. Indeed. Uh, in the meantime, guys, I'm going to end it here. Thank you for hanging out with me for this little Q&A stream before my trip to Orlando for Megacon. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for everybody wishing me a safe trip. I appreciate that. Guys, I will be putting up videos all this week. So there will be material up on the channel while I'm away. I will be vlogging, so there will be material when I put that vlog together. You'll see what will come out. I'll try to take as many pictures as I can as Star Lord, T'Challa, Star Lord, and Spider Man. But yeah, like I said, guys, I will see you guys next time. Thank you for tuning in. And yeah, like I said before, guys, thank you. I appreciate it very much. Good night. Be safe. Peace. One love. Stay tuned. Keep it real, my pack. Your alpha loves you very much. Don't forget to like and share. I got merch in the merchandise store. And if you want, check out the Patreon. I'm not saying you have to, but you do have to. You better. No, I'm just messing with you. But other than that, guys, you guys take care. I'll see you guys next time. Deuces.